In this talk, I'm going to very quickly explain what is point estimate and what is interval estimate. Suppose we have some data. Let me see how many are they. N sample size is equal to count 70. We have 70 pieces of data. Sample size is 70. And suppose these data are the average hours that a company has spent on each of its projects. And now the company wants to estimate on average how long does it take to complete a project. We need to provide the management of this company with estimate of how long does it take to complete a project. We can provide point estimate and we can provide interval estimate, and I will explain both. Point estimate, I come here and I type mean, go over there and type average of these numbers, and therefore on average it takes 1,502 hours to complete a project. That is our point estimate. Now what is interval estimate? First let me compute standard deviation equal to STD, and I look at this, and that is a standard deviation of the sample. It's not population because we have a sample of 70 projects. Maybe this company each year completes hundreds of projects, thousands of projects, but we have a sample of 70 of them, and we want to use this sample to estimate on average how long does it take to complete a project. We came out with our point estimate, which was 1,502 hours. Now we compute standard deviation of this sample. That is a standard deviation of sample. But we need a standard deviation of the average. We have computed the average, which is this one. I need to compute what is the standard deviation of that 1,502 hours. Standard deviation of the average, which we show it by standard error, is equal to standard deviation of the sample divided by SQRT of the sample size, which is 70 in this case, and that is standard error of the average. Therefore, now I have these 2 points, these 2 numbers, and let me see what these numbers are telling me. These numbers are telling me that a project on average in this company takes 1502 hours with a standard deviation of not 291 but 35. So I should write here 35 as standard deviation of the average. Now I have a normal distribution. I have average, I have standard deviation. What am I looking for is an interval. For example, a 95% interval to tell me that the average time of a project in this company with 95% confidence is between those 2 numbers. Therefore, I have an upper limit here, and no matter how long it is, I should go in this direction because normal distribution is symmetric. In both directions, I should go the same length to the left and right, and I should make sure that this area is 95%. If that area is 95%, then the piece which is not inside of that area, including this area and this area, is 1 minus 95%, which is 5%. But that 5% is divided in 2 sides, so I have 2.5% on the right-hand side and 2.5% on the left-hand side. And I am looking for this point. I need to find that point. That point has 2.5% on its right-hand side. Therefore, there are 95% and 2.5%, a total of 97.5% on the left. And that makes my job very easy. What am I looking for now is equal to norm inverse. Norm inverse. The area to the left of the point that I am looking for is how much? I type over there later. That is the probability that I am looking for. This is the average. And the standard deviation is not this one, it is this one. Click on that, enter. And I go over here and I type 0.975. And I bring this one down to here. Therefore, if this is my normal distribution, if this is 2.5%, this point is 1,570, and the average was 1,502. I have moved this much minus this much to the right. I have moved 68 points to the right. I call it margin of error. So my upper limit is equal to, that is what I got over there. My lower limit is equal to the average, which was this. I should go the same length to the left, minus this 38, and that is my 2 points. Therefore, my interval estimate, let me make sure this is equal to round and 1, for example, and this is also equal to round and 1. So my interval estimate is equal to the lower bound, which is this, and quotation space 2 space quotation and upper bound. So my interval estimate is from my interval estimate is from 1433.9 to 1570.4. So we computed our point estimate, then we computed standard deviation, standard error, which is standard deviation divided by square root of sample size. This is the gap which should go to the right and to the left. Upper limit, this is lower limit. Now suppose I want to compute in not 95% but 90%. If I want to compute 90% interval, then this one would not be 2.5% because 90% is here, 10% is for the other two sides, 5% goes here and 5% goes here. Therefore, if I am looking for this point, then this probability is 95%. Therefore, I go here, instead of 975, I type 0.95. And now this is my interval. If instead of that, I want to compute it for 99%, then 0.5% is on the right, 0.5% is on the left. Therefore, from here to here all the way is 99 plus 0.5, which is 995, and a point here. So I'll go here, and instead of 90.995, enter, and that is 99% interval or interval estimate. Let me type here 90%, 0.9, 0.9, 95, 0.99. So this is confidence level, 90%, 95%, 99%. And then here I compute equal to norm inverse probability is this one plus 1 minus this one divided by 2. That is the probability. 90% plus 1 minus 90% is 10% divided by 2, 5%. 5% plus 90% is 95%. 95% and average, which was this one, and I lock it because I'm going to copy it down, and the standard deviation, which was this one, and I lock it because I'm going to copy it down. Therefore, this is for 90%, this is for 95%, this is for 99%. Let me find the gap between these numbers and average, which is here. And I lock this one because I'm going to copy down 57, 68, 90. Therefore, as confidence level goes up, the distance between upper control limit and lower control limit is also going up. 57 plus average minus 57, average plus 68, average minus 68, average plus 90, average minus 90, and those are our interval estimates. I try to go fast because I really don't want to make yourself quite busy with this. If you followed, you followed. If not, you just rewind, stop and rewind, and that's all I taught. Most of the material that I taught today. I wish all of you watch this and be prepared for our next session. Thank you very much.